Hi, this is Radio Romania.
Hey, how are you? Thanks so much for having me on.
You're on the air, so everything you say, we can use it against you.
Great. I wouldn't have it any other way.
How you spell your name? Because I don't know. It's Hoekstra?
Hoekstra is
Hoekstra.
The American pronunciation would be Hoekstra. It's kind of a Dutch name, so Hoekstra.
Hoekstra.
But Joel, Joel, and the last name is Hoekstra, Hoekstra.
I know how you write it, but I didn't know how you pronounce it. Thank you again.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So you'll come for the first time in Romania?
Yeah. It's my first time in Romania. Oddly enough, I just finished my second European run with Whitesnake over there, but for whatever reason, Romania was not on either stop, so I'm very excited to be coming back for this.
I'm happy to hear that. Is it true that your guitarist, your favorite guitarist was, when you were young, Angus Young?
He was my inspiration for starting, yeah, absolutely. He's what looking at seeing him on MTV and on posters and listening to Back in Black is what made me want to start playing guitar.
And what your family said when they heard, because they are classical musicians, when they heard you play rock and roll?
Yeah, I mean, there's mixed reviews with that from them. I think they're very proud of the fact that I'm making a living playing music and I'm a musician. I think they're still confused by the rock thing a little bit and probably wish I played classical, but it's okay. It all worked out fine. So
you don't play any more cello or piano?
No. I mean, cello I could barely play. I was only 3. I think I could play Old MacDonald Had a Farm or something like that. I don't know if Romanians know that song.
We know it. We know it.
Okay.
In the kindergarten, we know.
I still know my chords and scales on piano and can play a little bit, but not much, just a little bit. And guitar was really the instrument that it just clicked with me, where I started playing guitar and I knew right away that's what I wanted to do.
I'm happy to hear that. You do a lot of guitar clinics all over the world, and you meet a lot of young people, of course. What do you say about their thinking about the guitar playing now, today?
I mean, I think it's important to realize music is still a positive, even if it's a hobby. Not everybody has to make a living at it. I think you should always be viewed, any time spent with it, as a positive. So it can be a hobby, and if you want to make your living at it, it's really just kind of all comes down to how much time you put in, how much hard work you put in. That's really the whole thing. People always tend to come up with excuses, they need a big break, they need to get lucky and all this, but it's really more about like a series of small breaks that will build a career for somebody. And that just comes through hard work. And I think it's also important to recognize that having a good career in music and being a good guitar player are two different things. I mean, I think there's some guitar players who maybe don't play so great, who had phenomenal careers and made lots of money and everything and are famous. And then there's some players that are phenomenal that nobody knows. So it all depends, where your priorities are with that. And, I mean, for me, finding a good mixture of that is what made the most sense, where I can obviously afford to make a living at it and not have to do something else, because I don't know how to do anything else. I'd be in big trouble.
You're a professional, of course, but you see, the ladies, the listeners, they are asking you, how is Coverdale in studio? Was it hard to work with him? Is he demanding?
No, David's great. I really, really like working with David. I mean, really. I'd tell you if I didn't. I really enjoy working with him. I'm so pleasantly surprised at what a nice guy he is. He really wants me to play like myself, and that goes for live as well. I mean, he's really supportive and has really, I think, built me up quite a bit.
Do you have any connection with the 13 number? Because you have a special band with this name. You are born in 13?
Yeah, I was born on the 13th and married on the 13th. So
So
it's just kind of been a lucky number.
It's your lucky number, but I don't know your age,
13.
You're 13. Okay. It's good to know. You have a good voice for your age.
Yes, very low for my age, absolutely.
Yes. So it's your secret, okay. Dying to Live, it's your new album.
Yes.
With this project.
Yeah, basically, I had 3 solo albums out years ago that were instrumental. Undefined, The Moon is Falling, and 13 Acoustic Songs, it was called. As I began to get more well-known through playing with Night Ranger and the show Rock of Ages and Trans-Siberian Orchestra and now, of course, Whitesnake, I had a lot of rock fans saying, you should make a solo album that's rock stuff that we can listen to. And it always sounded like a great idea to me. It was just about finding the time to do it. And really, the last year or two, I finally got the time to do that. And I just got some of my favorite musicians from the classic rock scene to play on it. So I got 2 of the best singers in rock today with Russell Allen and Jeff Scott Soto singing on it, and then Vinny Appice on drums, and Tony Franklin on bass, and Derek Sherinian on keyboards. So basically,
great names.
What happened is I wrote everything on the album, all the lyrics and the vocal melodies and everything. So it's not really a band, but I wanted to make an album that sounded like a band, if that makes sense. I didn't want to make a guitar album this time where it was just all solos and, self-indulgent. I just wanted good rock songs, like the way I would want to listen to an album as a rock fan. So I kept all the solos, short and to serve the song, and just did focus more on the writing end of things. And that was a lot of fun for me to get that out, and a big step for me in my career. Perfect timing. It was in the works before I joined Whitesnake, but it turned out to be really perfect timing as I began to tour areas I hadn't gone to before and have this album ready.
Somebody's asking you, who's your favorite singer now?
Oh, man. Well, I have a lot of them. So, I think in the classic rock scene, there's some really great ones that I can name off the top of my head. Arnel Pineda with Journey is amazing. Kelly Hansen with Foreigner is amazing. I think from bands in the past, it's pretty similar. I love Lou Gramm, Paul Rogers, Ronnie James Dio, Steve Perry. I love the guys that sang on my album. Russell Allen is totally amazing.
Of course.
I think one of the greatest, And Jeff Scott Soto is totally amazing, such power, and knows how to deliver a melody like nobody else. And
it's a great voice.
There are many great singers. You know who I used to love when I was young? Rick Emmett from Triumph. I used to just love his singing. I don't know if you guys know Triumph over there.
No, we know. We know a lot.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised.
Okay, cool. I don't know. I've never been to Romania.
You'll see. We know a lot. We don't hear a lot, but we know. We read a lot about you.
Well, you were kind of quiet after I said Rick Emmett. You just sat there, so I thought, maybe he doesn't know who it is.
No. That's. I'm listening. Just I'm being polite.
Oh, okay. But Rick is, he was an influence on me on guitar.
I know.
Just the mixture of having the rock guitar on an album, but also the classical guitar. He would take the breaks where he'd play classical, and I just think he was a really well-rounded player. He'd play slide on there on his records and put acoustic on there. This is in an era when no one was doing that, in that 80s era, man. It was, the guitar work was, focusing on just playing really fast.
Fast and powerful. Yes, that's true.
Yeah. So anyway, Rick, I think, is a great rock guitar player. That was an influence on me for sure.
But you played even on a Broadway musical show, Rock of Ages. It's true?
Mm-hmm.
And is it true that you played for Catherine Zeta-Jones sometimes?
Well, Catherine Zeta-Jones was in the movie, so I was able to meet her and spend a few days.
Yes.
They gave me a cameo in the movie. The movie was not as good as the stage show, in my opinion.
But
the stage show was really funny.
But the lady is looking good, like on the movie, or better?
Oh yeah. She was great. She was beautiful, and I was in this scene in the movie with Nuno Bettencourt and Sebastian Bach and Kevin Cronin from REO Speedwagon and Debbie Gibson. So we were all together in this scene. They tucked us into a crowd and had us sing a song. And so we in addition to filming on the set with Russell Brand and Tom Cruise and Catherine Zeta-Jones for those few days, we also did a little concert in catering for the actors. That was really fun, where we just got up with acoustic guitars and played everybody's songs. So we were able to jam a little bit for Catherine Zeta-Jones too, which was really fun.
Is it true you write for your own lyrics in the last years? What inspires you for writing them?
I mean, with Dying to Live, it was just sort of really about self-improvement, I suppose. I just kind of went through a moment there where I was like, I don't know if I'm living the way I want to live, and this is the way I want to live, and I kind of wrote it all down, and I started to take steps to kind of go in that direction. And so I don't know, if you call it self-help or self-improvement or whatever, but that's kind of the gist of Dying to Live, what that's about.
You have a very interesting last question from a young listener. As a composer, who do you prefer? A very charismatic singer like Ozzy Osbourne, or a very good singer like Glenn Hughes or Plant or the others you named?
Man, I think either way, I'd be lucky to play with either one of those guys. Glenn joined Whitesnake up on stage in Beverly Hills, and so I was able to play a couple of songs with him, and that was really fun. I've never even met Ozzy Osbourne, believe it or not. I'd love to meet him someday, but I think it all kind of comes down to what makes sense in life. I'm a grown man. I have a family, and so it kind of comes down to what makes the most sense.
It's a perfect answer for that. Yeah.
But I love all of it. It's not all about being a talent contest. I know what they're saying about being charismatic, and that does matter, I think, because that's what rock stars are kind of built off of in a lot of ways, is the charisma. If it was all about the skill, we'd probably all be listening to jazz artists and classical artists. And so I think that, the rock thing, it definitely, the charisma and the spirit has so much to do with it, for sure.
Oh, thank you. We'll listen to some of your music right now, and I hope to see you in September on the seaside of the Black Sea side in Romania, and you'll be surprised. We have a very good people for your kind of music.
Awesome. Well, I think that it's a free event, which is amazing. From what I understand, it's totally free.
Yes.
There's master classes all day long with all the guitar players, some amazing guitar players.
You know the others? You know
Frank
the others?
Gambale.
Yes.
Yeah, from Frank Gambale. I know Bumblefoot, who's a buddy of mine from Guns N' Roses, will be there, and who else? Prashant Aswani, Kosa Nabasi from Animals as Leaders. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. I don't really know how to pronounce his name.
It's okay. You see, I didn't know your name.
He's an amazing guitar player. Yeah, I know. I've seen him play though online, and he's amazing. Such a great guitar player. So, and there's more. I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna go through everybody's name, but yeah, I'm very excited to be a part of it. And, go over there, and I'm actually going to revisit some of the stuff from my early albums, from my solo albums on in this show, which is fun for me. It's like I'm going to play some fusion and stuff like that I released years ago, and some stuff off of my acoustic album, and I'll probably rock out a bit too, I'm sure. So it should be a really diverse set for me there, and I'm excited. It's definitely a one-of-a-kind event for me.
We'll see you, and we'll wait for you, and thank you very much for your time to be on Radio Romania right now on air. Thank you very much, Joel.
Thank you. What a terrific interview. I really appreciate your time.
Thanks.